Hello everyone, welcome to Live with Sirus Migration Education. My name is Suru Yapa, registered migration agent, and I've got...
Hello, I'm Ashani. I'm also a registered migration agent. Welcome to our live session Thursday.
The last session for the
This financial
2024 financial year.
And we are going to keep it really nice and short because
we have plenty of work. It's
going
up there.
crazy with last minute lodgements before tomorrow.
So the numbers cannot be spoken about, but there's so many that we have to... so we'll be quick. We want to have a quick touch base as usual. Keep on...
give some latest updates. Well, they're not latest anymore, but they will be in effect from
Tune
Monday.
in for the next week. It's going to be a massive one, I guess, because you'll get to know what are the latest changes and
for the next financial
applicable
year.
for especially 190 sectors, etc. And if it's still there. So we got some news and some very good news for especially applicants under 482 visas to talk about, and then 485 changes, student visa changes, what's going to happen tomorrow, why tomorrow is the last day for a lot of things, and Monday is the new era. There you go. That's great minds think sometimes.
All right. So I will go to these new conditions amendments coming to subclass 482. So I just want to tell you that these conditions, they're not new. These conditions were there, but there are changes coming to the actual condition wording to make it easier actually for the 482 applicant. I think where this is coming from is to make sure that employers to stop worker exploitation or employers taking advantage of people who are on subclass 482. So if I break it down very simply for you, what this means, the three conditions means, one is with the previous requirements, so right now, not after 1st of July, if you leave your current employer, you have 90 days to find a different employer. But within that 90 days, you can't work for this new employer. You have to somehow find the employer, get them to agree to nominate you and put a nomination in place, and then only you can start working for them, which is sometimes it's not that easy. So the new requirement from 1st of July is you can leave your employer for a reason, and then once you leave, you still have to notify the department, but then you get 6 months. Within that 6 months, given that you have given resignation to the previous employer and notified the department, you can work for other employers to support yourself or to prove yourself to the new employer in order to get a new nomination. And this employment can be in your occupation or in any other occupation, and this can be for any employers, doesn't need to be your nominating employer. I think this is going to be a good wake-up call for employers as well, to treat their employees right, give them the right benefits that they would give to any Australian. That way they maintain that relationship nice and strong. And also the other important change is within a lifetime of a 482 visa, you can have up to 1 year where you can work for employers other than your nominating employer, trying to swap between one nomination to the other. I think these are some big changes, but hopefully they will have good outcomes for both employers and employees.
Actually, employees get better benefit, and that's this change of conditions solves a huge practical condition that used to persist in the process. So well done to migration amendment. So while we're going to talk about next topic, I just want to remind, if you have any questions, whether you're coming from YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, whichever the social media platform, if you have any questions, please put your question there, because we have a very tight timeline today. We have to get back there and finalize these visa applications. Again, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, it's also another reminder, subscribe. It is very important, because next week is going to be a very important week for people who are expecting to migrate to Australia, or if you have any interest in Australian migration system, because a lot of new news and new conditions going to be applied and be starting next week on 1st of July. So, any questions? Put your question down below in the comment section, and we will try to get through to your question and answer as much as we can during the live session itself.
So the next change is the
485
visa
change? Let's go. Okay, let's do the visa hopping.
Yeah, so there is a new rule again from 1st of July that is going to affect mainly the people who are coming to Australia on subclass 600 visitor visa and then converting it to a different visa such as student visa. So they're going to be a condition saying visitor visa, people who are coming here on visitor visa now won't be able to apply for student visa. But that doesn't mean that they cannot apply for some other visas, which is like the work visa or partner visa, training visa. So they haven't stopped all the visas that they can apply to, but they've banned them from lodging student visas on shore.
So just a recap on it. If you're in a student visa, or if someone you know is in a student visa, if you're planning to get into a student visa...
No, not a student visa. If you're on a visitor visa.
Sorry. Did I say student visa?
Yes.
If you're in a visitor visa and if you're planning to get into a student visa, your last day to apply is 30th of June, but practically official day is tomorrow because a lot of the offices are closed after tomorrow. And getting COE is going to be a very tough one. Having said that, we had a very last minute experience today. We had a COE and then a visa application went through in the same day because someone insisted. But as Ashani said, if you came to Australia expecting that you're going to be changing into a visitor visa, it's not going to be possible from next week onwards from 1st of July.
On the same note, if you're on a subclass 485 visa, again, now you cannot go back onto a student visa. That change is also happening from 1st of July. So people who are studying, people who are on 485 visa, it's time that you plan your stay wisely, because from 485 you can only go upwards towards 482 or 186 or other visas, but not go back down to a student visa.
So the department wants to have a proper understanding of genuine students. So you need to fulfill your purpose of your visa application. What they expect is if you're truly wanting to apply for another student visa, or if you want to upskill yourself after completing your course or after a 485 or etc., what they expect you to do is to go back to your home country and apply again as you would have done in the beginning. So you can still do it, but then again the procedures are a little different. So in a positive note, it still is open for partner visa pathways or work pathways if you still if you have eligibility. So that's visa hopping. Don't plan to go from one to the other in an unradical way just to extend your stay. So that's it. Now we talked about student visas, 485s, 485 if you're hitting 35, if you're over 35. These are the last few days you can apply for 485 if you're above 35. After 1st of July, the only people who can apply for 485 if you're above 35 is the PhD or Masters by Research students. So
yeah, and I think Marius put employer-nominated visas as we talked about last session as well. We can see from numbers that department is preferring employer-sponsored visas to skilled migration, so giving the bit of a responsibility back to the community or back to the business world to get people sponsored if they really want employees.
Yeah.
So on that note, what we can tell our viewers is that if you're an international student or someone here on a temporary graduate visa or any other temporary visa, the best thing to do is find employment in your field and do a really good job. That way your employer would want to assist you in getting your permanent residency rather than depending on the state or trying to go through general skill migration.
Yeah. always I take, I mean, once you're a qualified person, there is not only one pathway, there are multiple pathways. I always draw it to my clients. You have the general skill migration pathway or the employee nominated pathway. A lot of people are disappointed with changes, and a lot of rumors and discussions going on about numbers cut down, etc. There's over 140,000 allocations for general, skill migration for next financial year as well. So there's don't be upset that thinking the numbers are dropped. Just worry about what your prospects and how can you contribute and how can you be better than another skilled person that Australia wants. So if you plan your pathway properly, I don't think it'll be a problem for you to get to what you want to.
So on that note, we have received one of our many 482 grants very recently. It's for agricultural scientists, Mexican nationality. So Mario wanted me to highlight this for our South American clients.
So one thing we noticed lately, 482 visas got, or the work visas got a bigger priority as well, and they're getting processed or assessed very, very quickly in a matter of days.
Sometimes too quick.
Too quick. We get surprised. So if you have a good case, if you're looking to employ anyone overseas, if you find any skill shortage within your workplace, give us a call or be in touch. We might be able to help you get through these issues for you. Global talent. Global talent again. Right now, a lot of you know, we've got a lot of videos out there in YouTube. You can always have a look through to understand what the global talent visa system is. There's no age limit. You're not required to have a skills assessment. You're not required to have a certain English level, no point test or nothing. But you need to be a globally recognized prominent person to apply for this visa. And one of the recognitions is that you need to have at least the Australian high income threshold, which used to be $167,500 per annum, which is going to change on 1st of July. I think next week or next time when we come around, we should be able to tell the exact amount. These visas, we are still getting to see many invitations coming through. This is not for everyone. If you're a prominent person in any of these main target sectors, and if you're looking to get an invitation, if you like to get further assessment or information from us, give us a bell. We'll organize a time to go through your profile one-on-one. Your international exposure or the connections are well recognized in there as well, and not necessarily the education, where you stand in the occupation or the corporate ladder, or what connections you have internationally matters a lot in this visa category. Moreover, with global talent, we are expecting a big change. This was introduced in November 2019. It's went through a lot of hoops, and this year we are expecting a major change. It's going to be merged with, as per the information heard, there's no legislative instruments behind it, but it's going. We heard that it's going to be merged with the business visa categories as well. So if you're a business talent, I think there'll be some area for people who's got international exposure and business talent who are expecting to move over to Australia to continue their business. There'll be a stream out of global talent coming out for that as well. So we look forward to look into it, because after holding 188 for over a year now, there's some vision for it. So we are expecting some decisions to come through soon, and there are a lots of discussions that there'll be refund schemes from September, or there are changes in November to December this year towards the end of the year. So that's 188.
So, and also let's move on to a bit of talk about partner visa a little bit more. So again, I tell my clients, partner visa, if you have a genuine Australian citizen or a permanent resident partner, then this could be another visa category that you can look into. As long as you can prove that you're in a genuine relationship and it's ongoing, you can apply for this visa onshore, or you can be outside of Australia when you apply. The good thing if you can apply onshore is that as soon as you apply, you get a bridging visa granted, bridging A, and if you want to travel, we can easily convert that to a bridging visa B. With this bridging visa, you get the full-time work rights, as well as you get access to Medicare. And 2 years from lodging the temporary partner visa, subclass 820, you can apply for the second stage, 801. Same if you applied from offshore, again 2 years after lodging the first stage, you are eligible to apply for the second stage. So this is again a visa that we have had very good success rates with partner visas, because we scrutinize the client and we tell them, if you don't have enough evidence, how can you get these evidence together? When you're a genuine couple, you automatically collect these evidence, and once we lodge the visa, we also keep updating the department as well every few months to show them that this relationship is ongoing. So we have had great success rates, and if you believe you could be eligible to apply for a partner visa, get in touch with us. I'm happy to provide a free consultation to check your eligibility and plan the pathway.
If you're coming to partner visas. So YouTube, we have a question came through from Mr. Mohamed, I think, quantity surveyor. He's a quantity surveyor, 189, he's got 70 points, 190, 75, 1854, 491. Look, can I receive an invitation? It's hard for me to tell whether you will get it or not.
Most likely for 491, you probably have a good chance because it's over 80, and you're losing 5 points next year, and the point system is changing as well, so keep an eye on. I think later this year this point system will change, and most people will have to reapply under the new point system.
But I really like the new point system. I know there's a lot of negativity around it. The numbers are totally all over the place because it's a new paradigm that we are shifting our normal like day-to-day paradigms with the numbers. It's been there for so long, 65, but now if you hit 400, that's an automatic invitation, which is a really good thing. So you can tell your prominent clients, guys, you're into it, don't worry. Right now, when you ask this question, I mean, the honest answer I can tell is you have a good prospect, but
you
never know.
Right. So let's see how easy it is to reach 400, and let's advise people and educate people what they can do to get to this 400, so they know that they're going to definitely get an invitation.
And one other thing too, like when you're talking about having good prospects, I don't know, you haven't mentioned much about your work experience, so I guess you're below 3 years work experience. I'm not sure because I can't see any points for that in there. If you have work experience, there are more than, you can look into 482, 494, 186 employee nominated schemes as well.
And that relates to his next question. The wife's completed an advanced diploma in early childhood. Will there be any bachelor of early childhood so I can come as a dependent? Is it a good option?
It is not a bad option, but coming into, you need to, so your genuine temporary intention has to kick in there. So if your wife's got the right prospects, of course she can come to complete your bachelor's degree in early childhood, minding you that she needs to achieve 8877 in IELTS, so she can get enrollment for a university.
But there is something called Bachelor of Early Childhood, yes.
Bachelor of Early Childhood,
And
exactly.
then
And
we
if
just
you
have to do a separate assessment to see if she is eligible for that and eligible for the student
Absolutely.
visa. As long as she is, yes, there is a pathway that you guys can come here as students.
And the other part also, if you can come in as a dependent, the other good thing is you get the work rights to go work with employers, so that gives you an extra layer of opportunity to get closer to Australian employers. They may or they may not have an intention to sponsor you. You never know. One of my clients actually got sponsored. He was in doing a master's degree in property valuation, and he's got invited to apply for 186 from his employer. He was very impressed, quite impressed with his skills and knowledge about the subject area. So
And I also, he's saying again, I have 5 years experience. 482 is hard since there's no employers to sponsor. That can be hard when you're offshore, when you're not here, and the employers don't see you face to face. So that could be a good option again to come as a dependent and reach out to these employers.
student visa, again, it's a separate assessment altogether. If you can come as a dependent, of course, you'll have good opportunities.
Yeah.
Let's
I
go
think
into
we have some
Facebook real
question,
quickly.
yes.
There are some questions there.
Shashin is asking, hi, when will the states open for 189, 190, I mean, 491? I think
189 is more federal. It can be
yeah.
any time after 1st of July. 190, I have spoken to a few states. Some states have completed the criteria, but talking to, I can't be specific, I don't know, I'm supposed to, but some states have not yet completed their criteria for next financial year. They need to complete their criteria, submit it to federal government, get the approval. So that's going to be August, September,
yes.
before 190 for most of the states. Few states will be pretty earlier. Last year we saw I think Tasmania and Victoria, or Tasmania and South Australia was quite fast getting there. 190, 491.
Quite slow.
With the allocations as well. 186 is open. 186 is employee nominated. It's not. It's got nothing to do with the states or anything like that. So Sashini, if you're looking into 186 sector, you can do it anytime. Right now, you can apply for it if you have an employer who's willing to sponsor you.
Yeah, I think that's it for today. And we are going to be in Coco Lounge next Wednesday. So if you haven't made any appointments, please, you can call and you can see Sirus as well as our other education consultants there. They're going to be there from 1 till 4:30. So that's a free event where you can go and talk to education migration agents face to face and get your problems answered. And lastly, I think one of our clients are hiring motor mechanics. So if you are a motor mechanic, if you believe you have the right skills that they are looking for, I think you can send a CV to admin@sirus.com.au. We are happy to forward it to our client on behalf of you. We've got nothing to do with the recruitment. It's up to you and the employer, but we are happy to just forward the CVs if you believe that you'll be eligible. I think that's it for today.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thanks for watching. And of course, if there's any questions, be in touch. And again, if you want us to have a close look at your profile and help you with the process, feel free to write to our office, and then they will set up a one-on-one meeting after this week actually, because until 1st of July we are fully booked out, and we can probably and then we will offer you the initial consultation free of charge as well.
Alright, thank you everyone for watching. We will see you in 2 weeks time. Stay safe.
Thank you, take care, bye bye.